Other interesting political news, you have Chris Christie tries to troll Donald Trump, but is overwhelmingly ratioed in minutes, as he tends to do. Now, good old Chris Christie pulling up, and he actually just has a 26 second clip of Trump, and he prefaces the clip saying, this is from Chris Christie, quote, more empty promises at real Donald Trump will do this just as much as he built a brand new wall that Mexico paid for. And the clip, without further ado,
I will then go to every foreign country where we're paying billions and billions of dollars for their military defense, as I was doing before, and tell them that if they do not massively increase their purchases of Ford, Chevys, GMs, and Jeeps, our troops are packing up and we're coming home. You got to buy our products. You got to buy our products. And that's going to be the least of it. I will then go to every...
Now let's look at the comments. Chris Christie is increasing his attacks on Trump, which, again, politically speaking, you look at the moves on political chessboard, there is a fair percentage of people in the Republican Party who are not fans of Trump. I'm not saying that's not a way for him to get some votes, but I don't think that percentage is high enough to actually win the Republican primary vote. Let me know in the comments, do you think that percentage is big enough? And again, these aren't votes yet. These are just polls that we're seeing throughout the weeks. But the polls are saying certainly no, not at all. He's not polling well in any regard. And I was going to say, in terms of physical polls, that would probably be a business liability. In terms of if you try to put his weight on a poll, it would pretty much, void any warranty, I would think. But nevertheless, look at the comments. Let's see if they're positive, negative. Let's see. One of the top responses is from Lashonia Deplorable Magadonis Listless, and she actually responded with a alleged Photoshop, might be real, you never know these days. It has Chris Christie eating a donut. Okay, that's probably real. And then he's holding a Ukraine flag, wearing red boots, riding a rhino, and behind him is Zelensky in high heel boots in a t-shirt. And then it looks like they're riding the rhino in Ukraine. It's hard to tell. A lot of the components are certainly real. I mean, Chris Christie, he loves donuts. That's a fact. He loves Ukraine. It's not inconceivable. Zelensky only knows how to wear a t-shirt. Even when countries are giving him billions of dollars, he doesn't have the audacity to actually man up and suit up, as every man should. So the t-shirt is on point. Now that I think about it, when you see most of the interviews with Zelensky, mostly it's, you don't know what they're wearing. He could be high heels. Conceivably so, this could be real. But nevertheless, this picture did get 31 likes. Mr. by the name of Pismo said, quote, hardest working belt in the universe, unquote. And there's a picture of Chris Christie just walking with a very worn belt. And it got 129 likes. Interestingly enough, Chris Christie, the position of his hand is here. He might just be having a perpetual heart attack. I'm not a doctor. But he doesn't look happy in that picture. And someone by the name of I'm Fancy says a GIF, and it says, no one wants to talk about the elephant in the room, and it is Chris Christie. Now, in Chris Christie's defense, he did suit up. So I do appreciate that, as every professional should. Now, it looks like someone by the name of Second Amendment 45 said, meanwhile, back in New Jersey, and it's Chris Christie surrounded by Krispy Kreme donuts, getting 17 likes. And in terms of political donations and campaign funds, and I'm actually surprised. I don't know if he's endorsed by Krispy Kreme. I don't know if they're a campaign donor. It should be public record. I might have to dig into that to see if that is one of the top donors to his campaign. We might have to look into that. Looks like other responses. You got somebody named Booze Fuel had a meme in which you have someone just lying in bed restless, and they have a picture of Trump, hinting that Trump is living in Chris Christie's head perpetually for free. That has 28 likes. Let's see here. Someone by the name of Unbreakable says, quote, when you leave the office and had a rating of 8%, unquote, that person got 55 likes. Somebody named Harold of the Rocks said, quote, Trump stuck to so many promises, unlike all other politicians, unquote. That person got 81 likes. And I'm not sure in terms of the tariffs that we put on Mexico or how Mexico was supposed to finance that, but the United States did they didn't complete the wall, but Trump did expand the wall and build some of it. So I think perhaps Chris Christie's attempted critique was how it was going to be fiscally financed by Mexico. And I think it was an attempt. I think Trump was going to do the tariffs. And let me know in the comments if you have more data on that. Let's see. A lot of memes of Chris Christie eating food, getting 50 to 100 likes. Oh, here's an AI. This has allegedly an AI generated picture. It says, hey, Chris, have you had any reach arounds to Barry lately? And it's a picture of him kissing Obama, getting 68 likes. There's a picture, someone by the name of Monso Bo. This person simply just tweeted a picture of, what is it? Porky from Warner Brothers? What is that? Porky the Pig? I think. Porky Pig? I have to do a visual analysis. It is not Chris Christie in the picture. It is, in fact, a picture of Porky the Pig. The research has just shown. My eyes, I had to look really close. But, okay, so that person had a pejorative picture of Porky the Pig, insinuating that Chris Christie is indistinguishable for one, which I would say many people would think a rhino would be more apt. Also pejoratively known as Republican in name only, since Chris Christie has very much helped Obama throughout the years, and it's one of those things where his policies, yeah. Nevertheless, let's see if there's any positive ones. Mr. Pro Elwood said, quote, calling attention to Trump's effective border policy is a bold campaign strategy, unquote. Got 11 likes, which is true. Right now, in terms of you look at the percentage and the numbers of people illegally crossing the border from Mexico to the United States, that number is a vast night and day difference between when the United States was run by Donald Trump versus Joe Biden. So, again, this attempted troll on Trump it seemed to fail in every which way. Because, again, Trump's policies led to lesser illegal immigration by far. And yet Chris Christie's trying to call him out on it? I mean, again, I'm trying to find... Again, with Donald Trump, usually Trump is very polarizing. There's a lot of people who love him, a lot of people who hate him. So traditionally with posts and social media, you'd have a fair amount of people who hate Trump who would respond positively to this. And I'm scrolling through trying to find one. I mean, another person by the name of Emil Valke said, quote, Porky Pig, what is troubling you, unquote. That person got 30 likes. So interestingly, I have no idea. Someone by the name of Beetle Bailey has photoshopped Oompa Loompa with his face on it. It says American Pride getting 17 likes. I was surprised. I thought there'd be a lot more people. There's someone who just has a meme of Chris Christie sleeping on a plane, and it says Christie because donuts matter, and got 7 likes. So some by the name of Larry David saying quote unquote treadmill and getting 1 like. So interestingly enough, I would have thought there'd be a fair amount of posts just supporting Chris Christie just because they don't like Trump. So interestingly enough, no, overwhelmingly, it looks like not only was he ratioed, as the youth might say, but pretty much an overwhelming majority, I'd say 93 to 95% of the responses are all supporting Trump and all pejoratively roasting Chris Christie. I mean, someone by the name of Bruce Erb simply saying, good try Porky, unquote, and that person got 1 like. So, I know Chris Christie is going after the political aisle of people who hate Trump, and that part of the Republican Party does exist. But let me know in the comments, is that enough to win the Republican primary? And based on who's running right now, Trump, by all accounts, is leading by a big gap. You have DeSantis, Vivek, and Nikki Haley kind of all closer together, with most, I would say, the polls currently having DeSantis a little bit ahead. But let me know, how will this help Chris Christie's campaign? Is he going to flip and be run as a Democrat in another capacity. And I'm not sure his current strategy makes sense because, again, I don't think it's enough. The numbers aren't there to win the presidency or even the Republican nominee. But it'll be interesting to see. Let me know in the comments. Do you think this will help Chris Christie? It'll hinder him a little bit? What could he do, if anything, to bolster his current polling numbers, which are not very favorable at all? And do you think it's an effective strategy to continue to critique Donald Trump when Trump does have a large base of the Republican Party who appreciates what he's did and what he's standing for and who most likely will vote for him again? It'll be interesting to see, and it'll be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. I know it's ambitious, but we're trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of October, so if you can click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, the additional comments as well as the likes are greatly appreciated, as I really do like the feedback. I try to respond to all the comments when I can, and even if it's harsh, I appreciate the critique because that's how I make the show better and better. We're continually trying to examine and test new software capabilities so that we can do the picture-in-picture. So when I'm referencing some of these clips, you'll be able to see them in real time. If you have suggestions, I would greatly appreciate it. I tried a couple over the weekend, and again, unfortunately, they just didn't pan out. And I don't know if it's because I'm currently using the 4K Razer Kaizen USB web camera and OBS software, then little USB mic. So if you have such, and for some reason, the picture-in-picture won't work. It'll only use one or the other. So let me know if you have suggestions. Really appreciate it because I do want to make the show better and better so we can all have a good time, so to say. Also, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.